What is belonging? The more I explore the topic of belonging, the more I realize how uncertain I am about what it actually means. You know, for the longest time, I thought that belonging is about finding the right people, the right place, the right city, the right relationship to help me feel as if I belong to something, to feel connected, to feel that I am seen, I'm being validated. But the more that I sit with that question, the more that I realize that if I am unable to be at home with myself, to belong to myself, to my internal being, to my internal state, then how am I ever going to fit in any space, group, or community, right? Because I look around and I realize that belonging, we start shaping, we create form for belonging through culture, through religion, through different memberships, through different organizations, through different professions. It's like you belong to this community because you fit this criteria, in a sense. And while I understand that this can give some meaning to certain people, because now there is some, they can identify with certain things, I wonder if it actually creates more separation than connection. Because I wonder if we start, in a way, conforming to certain norms, and we conform to certain rules and ideologies to keep us belonging to certain spaces. So we start normalizing behaviors, we start normalizing belief systems and values that are not really in alignment with who we are, but in the fear of losing the connection with the group that we've created or we've been with for a while. So I often wonder that what if belonging really starts within, right? What if everything that we're seeking starts within, so we stop putting that pressure on the external to help us find it, and from there it can expand, so that way we're able to be connecting with people that are not necessarily the same. Isn't that the beauty? Like, can it be not boring a little bit as well if you're always with people that are just like you? Isn't the experience of life to belong to this life, to this experience, to experience people from different flavors? So this is what I feel like extended also my curiosity, because I feel like, you know, we also we organize ourselves again to help us, give us some sort of meaning. Like even in a family unit, right? Like we create family units, we have tribes, we have nations, we have movements that we just organize around for a shared meaning, to create some sort of shared purpose or shared meaning. But really, the more that I reflect with this question, the more that I reflect with this word, belonging, I wonder if we are not meant to belong to a group, just a group. I wonder if we are meant to feel connected to something larger than our individual stories. I wonder if we're meant to belong to life itself. I wonder if we're meant to belong and feel connected to the soil, to the roots, to the earth that's holding us.
What's next?
Yes. So, sorry about that. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, all these roles, all these identities, all the professional titles, all the things that we are attaching to, in a way, are man-made. We kind of created these things to give us some sort of meaning, right? To our experience. But we're simply different human beings in relationship with one another and with Earth, experiencing this life together, in relationship with the land, in relationship with this beautiful ecosystem that holds us. The land does not belong to us. We belong to the land. And that's something that, I really resonate with, what the indigenous people have been trying to explain to us. That when we have the idea that we belong to, we belong to the land, then would we be harming it? When you belong so, and you're connected so deeply to your tribe or to your ideology or to your faith or to your religion, do you go against that? Or are you not doing everything that it takes to protect that? Look around. Everyone is trying to protect their own ideologies, their own beliefs, their own thoughts. So that means that shows me that we don't yet believe that we belong to the land. We think that the land belongs to us and we have the right to harm it. And I feel that when we start understanding that we belong to life, right, then we start taking more responsibility and accountability to our actions. We start understanding that we belong to humanity. That means your suffering is my suffering and my suffering is your suffering. We're not separate. That means it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what's your religion. It doesn't matter what your belief. If you're suffering, I'm suffering. But if we're unable to realize that, then this is the danger of creating these different groups of beliefs and ideologies, because we're just attaching to the belonging of that. And sometimes it can be extremely toxic and unfavorable of humanity, because I solely believe that religion came to unite us, not to separate us. So maybe we should stop. Maybe we should start asking different questions. Really, maybe we should start asking about, how do we remember what we belong for before we design the communities and the spaces that can hold us? Because those qualities of our thoughts and our conviction and discernment and attachment to the land and to life and to humanity will then translate to the spaces. Then we are in service to something that's much bigger than us. Then we can understand that it's not my role to... It's okay if we differ in values. It's okay if we differ in perspectives. It's okay if we differ in beliefs. But if our core belief system is that we belong to the land, then that is the common thread that should unite us. That is the things that should... This is the thread that should keep us connected regardless. We shouldn't be going at war with one another. So I just wonder, and I wrote a reflection about this recently, is that for the longest time I was very sad, angry, and disappointed with humanity. And I realized that disappointment comes from arrogance, from my own inner arrogance, thinking that, you're disappointed from someone when they, again, why would we be disappointed from someone when they say something and then they do something different? I feel like, in my perspective, right? Like it creates some sort of disappointment because the actions does not equate, let's say, the communication. So there becomes disappointment, there becomes mistrust. But how can I be disappointed from humanity when I don't feel like we have came to a phase where we're realizing this kind of truth, right? So in a way, I'm grieving humanity more than I'm disappointed. I'm sad because I can just see the potential of what we can be co-creating together once we realize this truth. I feel the beauty of our co-creations. Like, holy shit, man, we are so gifted. We have so many beautiful qualities. What are we using them for? Destruction? For separation? For war? For anger? For resentment? Doesn't that make you sad? Doesn't that make you sad that we're not utilizing these beautiful gifts that every person was born with to co-create a beautiful life together, to experience life to its fullest together? And you know, all the things that we are creating in the advancement is so beautiful. But this idea of control and this idea of fear and this idea of dominance is what's allowing us to not utilize these technologies in the benefit of the collective. But we're using everything to extract and create more dominance. So of course I'm grieving. Of course I'm sad. Of course. When I see the beauty and the potentiality of everyone that I meet. And I pause and wonder, like, what is my role? Maybe my role is just to be living my life in my values and my conviction and my truth, to maybe inspire that another way of life is possible. Having faith and belief is possible. So I know that I feel took a loop from the theme of belonging. But yeah, so maybe I'll leave you with a question here for you to reflect on. What does belonging mean? What is it that you're longing for? And what is it that you're seeking to belong to? And do you see belonging to yourself separate from belonging to life itself? All right, I'll leave you with that for now. Ciao.